All right, obviously interesting dynamic, different dynamic playing the end of February, a conference team for the first time, kind of putting fresh eyes on them. We've seen them play quite a bit on tape, preparing for other teams, but you're spending more time really studying the other team than you are Missouri. But Kobe Brown's a fantastic, fantastic player, really come into his own for them. Um, Plays inside, plays outside. He controls the game for them, scoring, assist wise. The other guys play off of him. He's a really, really good player, and they're very, very good defensively, as Coach Martin's teams always are. Great at hedging ball screens and diverting your offense out. So it'll be a big challenge. You come down the stretch in conference play, you got to defend your home court. You got to play well at home, and so we need to, need to play a little bit better than we've been playing. Put it together. Hopefully we can keep our turnovers down like we did and make some free throws like we did and get a little bit better with the rebounding, a little bit better with making a few open shots.
You kind of mentioned the missed shots after the game, but what about like finishing around the rim? Just how much have you been working on that the
We
last
work
couple
on it
weeks?
every day. I mean, we've been getting better finishing, but I mean, Kentucky's obviously got length that some of the other teams we've been playing haven't had. But I mean, the first two layups we missed were just point blank. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, you spend 3 hours diagramming one play, designing one play to get a layup like that, and then you miss it, and it's deflating for everybody. And we had every option open on that play. We had Pinson for the layup, we had Imwani in the corner for three, and we had Days on the rip behind. But we just got to finish some plays. Finishing's been an issue for us all year. We worked on finishing this morning for 20 minutes. And so it's been an issue for us all year. And as you get into tournament play, you got to finish the easy ones around the rim. You got to make some. You got to make some. You got to make some shots. And so we're just gonna keep working on it, and hopefully it'll come around.
How do you work on a finish? Is it just
Oh, there's all sorts of technique. There's angles, really angles and technique is what we spend majority of our time working on. Where you put it on the backboard is important. Your finishing placement with your hand. I mean, there's all sorts of different factors that go into it, but we work on all of that.
I guess when I think of finishing, I think of finishing stronger, right? But you can
It's not
finish.
necessarily finishing stronger; it's finishing smarter. If the defense is there and we're physically outmanned, it doesn't make much sense to go stronger through them. You need to go vertically up and finish higher. So there's a lot of different factors that go into it, and we just look. We haven't been as good with our finishing this year. That's why part of the reason our offense hasn't been as good. We're shooting the ball actually from three better than we have in the past, statistically, if you look at it, but we can't finish at the rim. Um, we're shooting a higher percentage of our shots at the rim than we ever have, and we've always led the league in rim shots. And we're actually higher. We're actually 3 percentage points higher than that this year, but we are about 12 percentage points lower in our finishing. And then you start. Well, you can pull up and take some mid range. Well, we're taking a bunch of mid range, and we're not making those a lot easier. That's the you can take a touch shot or a mid range shot, and we're not finishing those either. So um, that's been a hindrance to our offense for sure. We only got two guys on our team that finish over 50% at the rim in the charge circle, and it's a tough way to live when that's the case.
The other night you went, I think, 4 for 20 in that 17-minute stretch in the middle of the game. Was that a lot of layups too that were missed in that
Well, we
in
missed
that
some
area?
layups, and we missed some. I mean, we just missed some wide open. When we come down out of a timeout, we miss a wide open three, and Toppin banks one in. I mean, like, I think if you asked anybody, our shot was probably a lot better shot. There's a little flare off of a stagger flare, and I mean, look, I mean, it's gonna knock them in. We gotta knock them in. There's not. I mean, we got good looks. We're getting better looks. Um, we got to make them. We got to make them. We got to make. Yeah. We had 4 or 5 missed finishes that were pretty easy. Right hand missed finishes. Strong hand missed finishes during that stretch, and we got to be able to convert those. We missed 4 or 5 layups in that stretch. We missed three that I know of. I got it all statted, but 3 that I can remember off the top of my head. Just, I mean, wide open, us in the rim threes with pretty good shooters, and got to make them. We got to make them.
Coach, at this point in the season, with just 3 regular season games left, how much and how often do you talk to the team about the importance of these games in regards to positioning in the NCAA tournament?
Well, positioning in the NCAA tournament, we got to get in the NCAA tournament first. Winning tomorrow night would help us tremendously towards that goal. So, and 1, you got to get in, and then 2, we certainly want to position ourselves as well as we can. But I mean, look, our guys know how important every game is. We got to handle our home court here in SEC play, and that starts tomorrow night with Missouri.
You still pulling back on the practices?
A little bit. I mean, we went this morning for some skill work. We were off yesterday. We didn't get back till really late. We had to de-ice the plane and everything in Lexington. It was a long night. What time we get back? 2:30.
You in planes, huh?
Yeah, it was late night coming back. But
So, legs leading to any of that finish?
what?
Are legs leading to any of that finish?
I mean, look, I suppose they could be, but I've never practiced as little as I've practiced this year. I've never once practiced as little as I did this year. We basically practiced 1 day before each game. We were off all day yesterday. We watched a little bit of film. They got massages and treatment and all that sort of stuff. And then we did some skill work this morning. We're fixing to head in there and practice right now. The practice plan has 40 minutes on it. Probably go a little bit over that, between 40 and an hour. We'll come back tonight. We'll walk through some stuff. We'll practice tomorrow on game day, and that'll be it. So we've changed things up. So I am cognizant we're pressing and in the full court, and so you do use a little bit of your legs. You do use your legs in that, but we've backed off practice enough where we should be fresh.
When did you go to that schedule? How long ago?
Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Why?
I was just wondering how far back.
Probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, when we were starting to really be injured. Like when we had, obviously X was still out, but then Murray was banged up. When we had we had Murray banged up, Fudge was banged up. We had a bunch of guys that were banged up that were still playing at the time, but were really banged up, and we just they all run together. I don't remember specifically when, but it's probably been at least 3 weeks. All right.